The people of Iba Gani Adams put pressure on Sunday Igboho, and they know that he's famous. He has security advantage. They have to call him that he should come and assist them. He caught all of us in a way. But notwithstanding, anybody that go against him will be an enemy of Yoruba land, because Yoruba are in pain of the issue of insecurity. Now, if you clamp down on Sunday Igboho, 100 Sunday Igboho will come, because people realize that they have to protect themselves at all means. Any interview Sunday Igboho granted, he hailed the Obas, he hailed everything, because it's so strategical. People may thought he's illiterate, but he has a native intelligence, and is highly intelligent. But in our own history, our Yoruba internal crisis or internal battle is almost be 78. Even the Fulani people that we are saying is just about 25 or 23%.
Welcome again to another time on Legit TV. The last time we came here, you were telling us about how God spoke to you about Nigeria and a few things that he told you about Nigeria at the time. Do you see some of these things coming to pass barely 1 month after the interview we had?
Well, I don't want you to tag me as a religious leader. And when I talk on a perspective, based on what happened in 2020, after a year after, we believe good things will happen. Yoruba will tell you, you will never hear a bad word on the leaders. So when we want to talk about issue, we must pray for a country, we must predict a good thing that will happen to a country. So you won't expect me that, even though I know that something that is not okay will happen, we'll be thinking that let us use prayer to avert it. So definitely you will see me be saying, well, something will happen. Even though it's a threat. If you say that, you are causing a security threat. Especially you are not a cleric. Yeah. If it's a cleric, it will bounce his chest that this is what God told me. But I'm a freedom fighter. Even though I was being given honorary apostle. So definitely, you don't turn me to somebody who predicts everything. No, I'm not in that level. Well, apart from full-time, I don't want you to tell me that somebody like a cleric that will be predicting. No, it's not my beat, and it's not part of my destiny. So what I'm saying is that as one of the leaders in Nigeria, I must see good things will happen next year. Absolutely.
Okay, so looking at the crisis we've had in Yoruba land the past few days, what would you say about it first? What was your first impression when you heard about some of these crises? I mean, Sunday Igboho saying that Fulanis should vacate. But what do you think about that in the first place?
Well, I think Sunday is some pressure from his people. There is a pressure, it's from Iba, the same area within Oyo State. And is somebody that have a security antecedent. So definitely there must be a pressure from him, from his people to him. And he must hurt. And the heart, the first attempt is that he went to go and want Seriki. Although we met last, that was 2013. And we spoke last, that was October, when the incident of protest happened. The protest of Ibadan, not NSAS protest. That the BBC interview called me and I spoke. People started calling us that. So we spoke about 2 times. That was the last time we spoke. But I would not be one of the people that would blame him. Because when you are living in an area that people thought you have a security advantage to protect them, they will call you upon to come and assist them. That was what happened. And all blame should go to the law enforcement agents. Assuming the issue of rule of law prevail in that area, there is no individual that will have right to involve in security issues. Because if those who kidnap, those who maim and destroy farms were being arrested and prosecuted, and there was peace and tranquility, there was no need for Sunday Igboho to go and meet Seriki and warn him. No, the warning now triggered to another thing. It now become a national issues. It become a global issues. So when you allow violence to start from beginning, we got to a state that you can't contain it anymore. Because ordinary person will take law into to his hand. Because in position I am now, I will not encourage anybody to take law into their hand. But when people are being provoked, you can't stop them. When people are being provoked, you can't stop them. It's about life and property. Even I, that came from Ondo State, that is living in Lagos, the report I've got in Ibarakpa and Okeogun, it will not be less than 150 reports. Destroying farm, kidnapping, killing. And we go through the situation. No single person has been jailed by the law enforcement agent or court of law in Oyo State. And that we allow another people to join. And as I'm saying, it's not only the Fulani herdsmen that are involved in this crime. We have some Yoruba people that connive with them. We have some Yoruba people that connive with them. We have got some information that Yoruba people was the one that told them that these people has a lot of money. This is the person that you can kidnap. He wants also amount of money. And we even got an information that some Yoruba people prepare food for them in the forest. So, Bikule back pani to deal with pani. So, the people of the Ibarakpa and Okeogun put pressure on Sunday Igboho, and they know that he's famous. He has security advantage. They have to call him that he should come and assist them. He caught all of us in a way. But notwithstanding, anybody that go against him will be an enemy of Yoruba land, because Yoruba are in pain of the issue of insecurity. They are in pain. And that's why you realize that it now become an issue between him and the Oyo State governor.
Okay, so if you say anybody who goes against him now is going to be in trouble or something like that, are you supporting the eviction of these people from, or what exactly do you think is the solution to this?
Well, my solution is about using Amotekun to sanitize the Yoruba land. I believe Amotekun has been an outfit approved by the law, by the 6th State House of Assembly, and signed to the law by the 6th Southwest governor. So if we want to fight it conventionally, unless if we want to go to the other side, we should use Amotekun to complement the effort of the security agencies. The Nigerian police, DSS, Civil Defense Corps, and other national security agencies, like what is happening in the north. So every Yoruba person should back Amotekun to do it. So, and that's a conventional way, unless we want to use as another side. That's conventional way, because if you want to use other side, that means you are taking the law, the governor out of power.
What do you mean other side?
I'm saying it. That means you want to take the governor out of power. Because the governor is chief security officer of the state. And they have already agreed to recruit people for security outfits to do their job. So when you say you want to do it for them, it will be a counterproductive. But the governor should do it as early as possible so that it may not lead to another provocation. Because Yoruba is very, very mean to make sure they secure themselves at all means. In the olden days, even in times of many Onakakanfo and warriors in Yoruba land, we always have many warriors in Yoruba land, not only Are. Even when Are was installed in 1530, we have Ekumeri. The Ekumeri was the 4 cardinal place of Yoruba land. And each Ekun have a very strong warrior under Are. So it's not only Are that will fight the battle of the Yoruba land. But we must be highly coordinated. And Sunday Igboho is coming in his own axis in Okegunbarapa, even in Oyo State. So we have a lot of people like that. Event bring more leaders. Issue bring more leaders. When people want to be liberated, leader imagine different angles. But you don't use a leader that is coming from another angle to suppress the leader that have been in trenches for more than 28 years. So I salute the courage of Sunday Igboho and his bravery. And definitely, it will be a counterproductive for Onakakanfo to attack Sunday Igboho. Because I too am in pain of what is happening to my people. What is happening to my people is a challenge to me. So when we have somebody coming out from another angle, it's a support to what I'm having in mind. It's a plus. Now, when all these scenarios have happened, we haven't, from last 2 weeks now, we haven't had any one incident of kidnapping. And when the incident happened now, the governor called an emergency meeting in Akure. And the Mayor Allah went to that meeting. And some of the governors did not come. And there was a resolution yesterday that the governor had banned open grazing. So definitely, it now shows that we are becoming in control of our region. Because for the past 3-4 years, we are losing control. The government are losing control. They were helpless. The conventional security organization in Nigeria, which is the police, were helpless. Because when you arrest them, they will just call somebody in the first headquarters. They will give them order back, and they will release them. And it's very difficult for them to even arrest some of them. And we have the Yoruba people living in the north. I have never heard in one time that Yoruba people cause security threat to the northerner in Sokoto, Kano, Katsina. The Yoruba always become always been a law-abiding citizen. Anywhere they live, they operate on the comforts of the law and tradition and norms of that areas. Even in the Niger Delta, I've traveled to Port Harcourt many times. I've traveled to Bayelsa. I saw how Yoruba comport themselves. Even some few Yoruba people in the east. I've been in Delta, I've been in Edo. They comport with the tradition and the norms of that area. In the north too, I've been in Katsina, I've been in Kano. You will see how Yoruba respect the emir. They will never constitute security threat. So I want our brothers who are Fulanis and the Arewa Consultative Forum to think about this, that have Yoruba constitute threats in the north before? So why do you support your people that constitute threats in our own region? A race of about 70 million, and you thought you can cow them and put them in trouble like that. And we have the Yoruba people that scatter all over the world, more than 260 million. And when a group is coming that we are Fulani from the West African region, I was laughing. Are you telling me you are the only people that scatter in the West African region? We have the Yoruba scatter in the West African region. We have nothing less than 6 million Yoruba in Ivory Coast. We have some Yoruba community that migrated from Ile-Ife. The Ga in Naka, they are Yoruba people. About 60% of Benin Republic are Yoruba people. About 30% of Togo, they are Yoruba people. The Gambians, we have the traces of Yoruba people there, even in Sudan. So why should you threaten us that the Fulani people in the West Africa will attack us? What are you talking about? And we have our people in Caribbean country. Brazil have the population of about 200 million people. And about 30% of the population, they are black. Out of that 30% who are blacks, the Yorubas, about 70% of the black people in Brazil. Approximately, the Yoruba people that was taken out from the slave trade, they are about 40 to 50 million people in Brazil. We have a lot in Cuba. We have a lot in Caribbean country, South America, North America, Jamaica. One of the government house in Jamaica is being called Orono Court. So you are now thinking that you can threaten them with your few people in the West African coast to intimidate us, to cause a security threat in our region. We will not accept it. So I'm appealing to the government that they should make sure they contain the criminal. Not all the Fulani residing in Yoruba land are criminals. We have the few elements who are criminals. And those ones that genuine did not even give us information. That's why we are qualifying some of them, majority of them as Fulani herdsmen that's causing trouble. When you have been residing in any place for a period of 80 years, you now see somebody that wants to put you in trouble. You want to go and report them to the royal father or the security agencies so that they will not lure you with the criminals. But by the time you share them, you didn't report. You are part of them. So definitely something drastically has to be done. Most of our forests have been taken over. Our people cannot farm again. Those who have the courage to farm, they were being maimed or raped. And most of the Yoruba people now believe that let us go into farming. They discourage them because of the security threat. You are now bringing your food to sell to us in large quantity, earning billions of naira every day. Do you know how many cows that was being consumed in Lagos every day? A cow that was being consumed in Lagos State every day is 13,000. When we estimated the cow that was being consumed in the Southwest is about 23,000. Now multiply 23,000 times just 100,000. We have some cows that are being sold 350, 400. Yeah. We have some cows that are being sold 150. But just let's multiply with 100,000. You can see the billions of naira these people are making in our own region. And you are still giving us problem. Perishable groups, pepper, tomato, everything. You brought it, albasa, you brought it, we bought it. We buy it from you people. And talking of it, not even only cow as a livestock. We are talking of rams, we are talking of goats. We buy it from you. And we're now becoming lazy in agriculture. And we are the largest cocoa producer in Africa before Ivory Coast and Ghana took it over from us. Most of the money we used to run the Western region government is from agriculture, crops, like cola, cocoa, and now with policy from the Ministry of Agriculture, they play down on it. Our people cannot go to the farm. The seed they are supposed to plant to grow another cocoa plant was not going again. And most of our younger products are supposed to go to farm. You now constitute security threat. No race in the world will accept that. That's why we are appealing to the government. We are appealing. The final solution of this country is to make sure we have true federalism to regionalism. We regionalize it. We have been saying that. You are running from regionalism, you are running from true federalism, and you are running from pillar to post now. Look at what is happening. There are security threats everywhere. Don't forget the last interview was held in December. We said all these things, but they couldn't listen. Now, if you clamp down on Sunday Igboho, 100 Sunday Igboho will come without even our knowledge. Because people realize that they have to protect themselves at all means.
On the final notes, there are talks that this may be political in some way. Do you agree with that? Maybe there's a political backing for some of these actions.
Where we insinuate political infiltration. We insinuate political infiltration because Yoruba always said, that things will not happen and the elders will not have the opportunity to know the root of what happened. We realized Sunday Igboho was so genuine in his own mind, but some politicians have been playing to that issue to dent the image of the genuine people, especially I. You now see it in the post. Sunday Igboho was saying good things about me, telling that Are is our father, is our leader, he will support us on what. Despite that we haven't spoken. But when you are saying that to somebody, definitely you have to support him. When you are saying that to somebody, even though we don't meet, we don't talk, definitely, even though you don't support him physically, you have to support him spiritually. Any interview Sunday Igboho granted, he hailed the Obas, he hailed everything, because it's so strategical. People may thought he's illiterate, but he has a native intelligence and is highly intelligent. So his statements bring more support from the Yoruba people. And he's very articulate in Yoruba language. And he's pushing his point, marshalling his point in a very good way. And that the way he's marshalling his point is giving him sympathy from different places, even globally in Yoruba, because people are tired of the kind of information they are getting on insecurity. So now some politicians now realize that, okay, Sunday Igboho will be an Are. The Are is coward. How can you say Are is coward? I've been in the trenches for the past 28 years. I have my history. I have been declared wanted for 20 months. I surrendered myself to the police, and I went to detention for 3.5 years, 3.5 months. 2005, I was arrested because of the issue of third time. Because I criticized third time, because the National Union of Road Transport that fought in Yanopaja did not consign me. I was living in Festac Extension, Abuliado. You invite me and Dr. Freddy Fashion. Dr. Freddy Fashion got bail 6 months in that detention. And they hold me for another 14 months. 14 months plus 3.5 months, 17.5 months. And everything I have was being destroyed by them. And a lot of tensions in between the struggle. Within 6 months, you will see a tension, you will see a distraction. So we now realize that there's an infiltration. We now realize the same people that attacked me in 2015 was using the braveness, the courage of Sunday Igboho. Innocent man who is doing his job for the Yoruba people was using that braveness to malign me, to even attack me, calling me different names. So we kept quiet so that the tension will be those. We now realize some figures we know that is doing the job for 2023 started calling themselves a comrade, like they love Yoruba people. Those people that we never support anything on struggle. It's only 2000. They now shift. We now got information from their platform that they have been given a job to attack me. You know, when there's nothing you do that will be hidden. That they were being paid to attack me in different forms. You know, they have their own platform, and we got our own intelligence from them. So, but we have to be mature. The position of Onakakanfo is not a position that you just rush to the media. If not because of your pressure, you want to talk to me, I won't talk. I will just issue a statement. The younger elements within the struggle will be talking. If they don't want to listen, the head will justify the means. If God did not brought you down, nobody can brought you down. They brought one element called Asak Arogundade. Said, I'm not a Yoruba man. I'm from Nupe. I'm from Nupe, Takpa. And some people even believe it. They were sending the video to me. And I'll say, are you daft? I'm the first Otumba of Arigidi land at the age of 33 years. The first Otumba. And the late monarch consulted that he wanted to give that position. When he was enthroned in 1968, they said the person that will get the position is not alive yet. He came back to the throne in 1984. He consulted the one to give Otumba of Arigidi land. They said the person is just getting older. It's not yet. He consulted until when I got to 31 years, he started putting pressure on me to come and be Otumba of Arigidi land. I said, what? I'm so young. This is my community. He said, he said one thing on that day. Oba Muhammad Olanipekun. He said, if I don't get this title from him before he died, he won't forgive me when he got to heaven. And I went back to tell my dad, this is what your king said in Arigidi. My dad said, go and get the title, no problem. So I got the title around 32 or 33 years. Highly celebrated in the entire Arigidi, Otumba of Arigidi land. I'm from Arigidi. My father is from Arigidi. My mother is from Erushu Akoko, the next community to Arigidi. Our quarter in Erushu is Okega. Our quarter in Arigidi is Ayase. And somebody just come out and say, it's a Nupe man, it's a Takpao. Why should you make him Areno? And some people now started sharing his. When you started destroying somebody God made, God will destroy you. God will definitely destroy you. Because you don't destroy somebody God have made. Go and look for your way to have your own way of life. You don't destroy. And you see anybody who continue to destroy will be destroyed at the end of the day. We now realize some media calculated media attack from every angle. They were paid to do that job. Why attacking on Onakakanfo? Sunday Igboho is doing his own. He's complementing the job of Onakakanfo. You don't allow somebody in this position to just go into public. In the olden days, before Are come out for any battle, the soldier could have almost finished that battle. Are will now come to commission the war. That's how Are operates. He commissioned the war after you have already fight the battle. He come and give the last finishing. Are will not go because there are many soldiers in Yoruba by then. We are talking when Are is moving. 400 soldiers at the front, 400 soldiers at the back. About 8 will be beside the key leaders. Will be the side of Are Onakakanfo. In the middle. When Are got to any community, the community is in trouble. That's why they say Are Pe'o Difa. Difa Are ba sorry. Bi o ba sorry nko lọ́dọ̀ tiẹ̀. And go and see the history of Are Onakakanfo in old Oyo Empire and the contents of Nigeria as a nation. You will see that most of the problems that happen in Yoruba nation have the traces of attack on Are. And most of the problems that happen in Nigeria as a country, Are Akintola, the problem of Yoruba started from Are Akintola and Kabiyesi Alaafin Aole. Some history said Are Akintola betrayed. The Lori people, when I got there, they say Are Afonja betrayed, sorry. Some people say Are Afonja is betrayed. When we got to Ilori in the family quarter of Are Afonja, they said he did not betray. But generally, you must not confront a king that gives you a title. You must not do that. No matter what the king does, you have to be diplomatic with him. You must not confront it. So generally, people believe that Afonja betrayed. But what led to the problem of Yoruba? Alaafin Aole caused Yoruba land. In around 1823. And when people ask you, have you went to go and pray on the cause of Alaafin Aole? And in 1964, another Are was made. Are Akintola. In 1966, Nigerian military killed him in a coup d'etat. And after 1 year, there was civil war that destroyed many lives. You can see the issue of Are again. In 1988, another Are came, which is the 14th Are Onakakanfo. Are MKO, Kashimawo Abiola. And he was killed in 1998. And that was the foundation of the problem of Nigeria today. And even the Are Latosha was one that led the war against Ekiti, Parapo, and Ijesha. The war that happened for 16 years uninterrupted. So the issue of Are Onakakanfo is very, very sensitive that any Yoruba should not tamper with. It will cause more problems than you expected. It's not a position that you can just malign. You will see the consequence at the end of the day. When somebody is abusing me, I say, wait, let's wait and see. We have the 15 that have gone. 14 Are Onakakanfo that have gone. We call them. The council have gone. We call them that they want to destroy your position. Go and fight. And we call all the ancestors of Yoruba to rise up because you don't become Are Onakakanfo if you are not being approved by the ancestors. Although physically, Alaafin have the prerogative to approve, but it could have been sanctioned in spiritual before Kabiyesi approve it. Because Kabiyesi will consult spiritually before giving that position to any person. So it's not a position that you can just tamper with any other position. It's very spiritual, it's very sensitive. I know what I passed through in seclusion for about 5 days. I know what I see when I dream. I can't explain it to the people. I know what I've heard since I became this Are. And that's why anniversary of Are, I was being instructed I must celebrate the anniversary no matter the issues. I must celebrate every year anniversary. They told me about 5 different places. So when we want to fight a cause, we must not cause a division within ourselves. You must not cause a crisis between my brother, Sunday Igboho. You must not malay the person that assists you. But I know from the history of Yoruba, about 87% of the freedom fighter and the warrior that fought for them, they betrayed them. It's in our history. Awu Agbata, even in my own community, they betray him. Betray her. It's a woman. They betray him. A lot of warriors like that. When he fought for them, when they know the level of his popularity, you know, a freedom fighter, a warrior always been popular when he champion a cause. Look at Sunday Igboho now as he's coming out. Because when you are fighting a cause for people, you'll be more popular than people that are on ground who did not fight. So definitely, some people will now hate you from that fame. They will be planning that we should destroy that person. So that's what happened to most of our warriors in Yoruba land. Look at Chief Obafemi Awolowo, that fought for the Yoruba to his death in 1978. If not because of the apostle those Chief Obafemi Awolowo built by then, Yoruba could have been saying another thing about it. And if not because of that, Baba Awolowo have the vision. He has his own media before his death. We know what some people want to write against Chief Obafemi Awolowo about 10 years ago. If Tribune was not on ground, they could have been changing the perception of the history of that great man in Yoruba land. That we haven't had any person like him in our history. So you are still alive. If you don't have the power to defend yourself, Yoruba will change history. I know some personality that Yoruba politicians have called different names that they are not Yoruba person. When you are fighting, they will not say you are not Yoruba person. When you make name, they know that you have stand up, they want to destroy you, they will cook and start pushing it in media. And many will still come, my brother. We always prepare for them. After they realize that this issue have gone down for 4 months, they will now give another person money to say a lot of things about you. If they don't give another person some of your hate, they will buy them and say to say something about you. You have to fight your battle, both within the Yoruba people and external battle. It has to be two-way of battle. But in our own history, our Yoruba internal crisis or internal battle is almost be 78. Even the Fulani people that we are saying is just about 25 or 23%. Because only kule oba pani to deal with pani. When you don't have internal enemy, the external enemy cannot defeat you.